Nurses spend their lives taking care of patients and helping them get well. Some nurses fall in love with their patients while some wish they can help ease their pain. On the other hand, there are those who will get back at you too if you don't treat them right. So, we're going to introduce you with 8 nurses you won't believe actually exist. Number 8. World's Sexiest Nurse. This is Casey Palmer's. She's one of those rare Instagram models who does something other than spending their days partying on yachts and traveling the world in a bikini flaunting their tits and ass. She's a student at New York University who's studying to be a nurse. She's been dubbed the world's sexiest nurse by the interwebs. When Kai isn't working 12-hour shifts in the critical care unit of a hospital in New York, she's vacationing and posing for the camera in Fiji, Thailand, Bali, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, or the US Virgin Islands. Working as a nurse can be one of the toughest jobs out there, but Kai makes it look effortless to her over 340,000 followers on Instagram. Is she worthy of her title? Number 7. Sacked for posting lewd photos online. 2 NHS nurses have been sacked for tweeting about patients and posting embarrassing photos of themselves while on duty. In expletive-ridden rants, the nurses joked on Twitter about patients' anatomies and toilet habits, and one nurse uploaded an image of herself wearing hospital incontinence pads over her uniform and posted another picture of herself using the toilet and a photograph of her own chest while wearing a protective apron with 2 holes pierced in it when she was supposed to be working. The other nurse posted various photos to her Twitter account taken at work, including this one, inviting someone to lick it. Number 6. Sexual assault. Julie Henson is suffering in a vegetative state at the Cherry Hills Healthcare Center and cannot speak or walk. Julie is the victim of a prank gone wrong. In 2011, a coworker pulled the chair out from underneath her at work. The family of the woman in a vegetative state was desperate to find signs of life, so they set up a video camera. Unfortunately, they didn't catch any of the signs they were looking for, but they did catch an unthinkable assault on their loved one. Paul Bugarzik, a 34-year-old nursing assistant in Colorado, was caught sexually assaulting Julie Henson multiple times. Bugarzik has been sentenced to 15 years for sexually assaulting a patient. Number 5. World's Oldest Nurse. On May 8, 2015, Florence Cece turned 90 years old and celebrated with her co-workers at Tacoma General Hospital in Washington. She was born in 1925 and has been working for nearly 7 decades. The operating room nurse has been working at the hospital since 1946 and considered retiring at the age of 67, but still works 2 days a week setting up rooms. She considered retiring when she was 67 years old and did for 5 months, but returned to work as a nurse. Number 4. Millionaire Nurse. A nurse named Hadassah Perry was working for a home healthcare agency when she was assigned to work for a woman named Huguette Clark. She was the daughter of a former US senator and very wealthy copper miner. Rather than going to fancy parties and spending time with people of influence, she chose to barricade herself inside her home, which was set up like a hospital room. The only person she was close to was her nurse. Each night she'd call Perry, a mother of 3, to say goodnight. Perry worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for her. Soon, Huguette began showering Hadassah and her family with gifts. At first, she paid medical bills and tuition fees. Over time, the gifts became more lavish. She gifted her 2001 Bentley sedan worth $204,000, a Lincoln Navigator SUV worth $42,000, and a 3-story waterfront home in Manhattan Beach, which is just one of the 5 homes she owns. Clark also bought the family a holiday home in New Jersey in 2002, where they could take refuge if there was another terrorist attack. By the time Huguette died in May 2011, just 2 weeks before her 105th birthday, she had given Hadassah more than $18 million over 20 years. She also left her another $8.75 million in her will, but after a dispute in the will, the faithful nurse gets nothing in the settlement of her $300 million estate, while relatives she never met get $34 million. Number 3. Busted for taking pictures. A nurse named Kristen Johnson took photos of an unconscious Upstate University Hospital patient's penis with her smartphone. In addition to photographing the male patient's genitals, Johnson used her iPhone to take a video of another nurse cleaning an incapacitated female patient's gastrointestinal blood clot. Officials began investigating after Johnson's co-workers complained that she captured images of 2 patients and sent them via text message. Johnson initially faced a felony charge, but it was later reduced, but she was forced to give up her license and is required to spend 3 years on probation. Number 2. Caught having sex with patients. A nurse at All Saints Clinic in Hoymatown was caught having sex with a patient in one of the hospital's consultation rooms. The nurse, Lillian Ngeka, and the patient, Lee Wandera, were caught by a health inspector during an impromptu visit to the clinic, making out on the examination table. Upon realizing that they had been found in the act, they hurriedly dressed up and started pleading for forgiveness. She confessed that although she had gone to carry out malaria tests on Wandera, she was overpowered by Satan and gave in to his demand for sex. Number 1. Angel of Death. Daniela Paggiali is an Italian nurse nicknamed the Angel of Death. She is arguably one of the worst serial killer nurses ever. She confessed to killing at least 38 patients because she simply found them annoying. Police even found photos of her standing next to a dead patient giving the thumbs up sign. When she became annoyed with patients or sometimes their relatives, she would inject them with high levels of potassium. 38 out of 86 of her patients died within a 3-month period. When the police came to arrest her, they were amazed by her cold reaction. She received a life sentence. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the video. Here's some other videos that we think you might like, and don't forget to click subscribe. By the way guys, if you didn't know, this is actually not my channel. I actually just narrate for this channel. If you're interested in gaming and my voice, give my channel a click.